Welcome to Hops News, the trusted source in beer culture news. Here's your host, Jay Brew, with special guests, the Hoppy Mommy, Lucky, and Mash.
Hey, we're back. Welcome back to another episode of Hops News. I hope you missed us a little bit on Tuesday, because I will tell you, woke up knowing today was Thursday. I was pretty excited about getting back with the crew tonight, and I think we got Lucky up to his usual remodeling up there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Definitely sounds like he's up there remodeling. So our fingers are crossed. I hope we stay live tonight longer than we did the last time we were together. If not, we'll reboot and get started again. But thanks for joining us. Another great episode. We're going to have White Dog Brewing from out there near Mash in Idaho joining us here in just a second to talk about what they're doing through beer. So get things started off right. Make sure you share us, tag some friends in the chat, share us to your favorite Facebook group. We do have the donation button set up. This one should be a hot one tonight. I will tell you, yes. I know there's a lot of dog lovers out there. This is Idaho Humane Society, so I'm sure this one will be, that bell will be chiming a lot tonight, I anticipate. We've got Hoppy, Mash, Corey, and Hoppy Mommy's Mommy already hitting it. Appreciate you guys. And appreciate you tuning in for another episode. Should be a good one. Let's go check in with our Lucky and see how that remodeling. Where'd Lucky go? There he is.
I'm here. I promise.
You changed around a little bit on me, so you messed up the screen somehow on me. I don't know what you did, but how are things going up there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
They're going good, man. It's so nice out. The weather here has been perfect for the past week and a half. And the Bucks are up 18 right now, according to my stream. I have the over. That's not looking great. I'm looking for over 228.5. So I'll be sweating that out for the first little bit of this stream. But it's going well. Can't complain too much.
Awesome. You've added some books to the shelf over there. Are you doing some reading, or is somebody getting a little more comfortable?
So the first one, the one that I have on top, is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's a really good book. It's a really good book. I would recommend it. I'm almost done with it. But yeah.
That's nightstand material right there. You should keep that on your nightstand. Something good to fall asleep to.
Yeah, definitely. Have to wake up to it, not giving a fuck.
Yep. So what are you sipping on up there to start your evening?
Well, in celebration, I have one of my favorite brewers in Milwaukee, 1840s Black is Beautiful. We'll probably get to it a little bit later. I'm going to keep them out. But I think I'm going to try to do 2 Black is Beautifuls tonight, which means I will be drunk by the end of the stream. So be prepared for that. This one's 10%. Right. So yeah, that's gonna be really good.
You're going to be in for a hell of a night if you're going to drink 2 of those.
We'll see. We'll see.
Hey, if anybody gets any reports of a guy chasing parked cars in Milwaukee, Wisconsin,
trying to tip parked cars on myself.
Yeah, it'll be Lucky. Appreciate you joining us. It's good to have you on a Thursday night. I kind of miss our Tuesday nights. We kind of
right?
Had some good Tuesday nights together, so we might have to pop in there every once in a while and just to reminisce. Mash,
I'm always here, man.
How are things going in Mountain Home, Idaho, Mash?
Guys, I've had the best week of my life, I think. I'm not going to lie, I peaked. It's all downhill from here. So I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to reminisce in these moments that I've had. I'm drinking a Sky Kraken in honor of the Seattle Krakens, a new NHL franchise. I accidentally drank my White Dog beer last week. It was probably the other day, actually. My bad. I was really looking forward to it, but I drank it, and I sent the other ones to Hoppy and her mom, so they're going to be enjoying this White Dog beer tonight. Other than that, yeah, we have California fires that are sending all the smoke this way, so we get to breathe in that nice, beautiful air quality, see a nice red sun, and live our wonderful lives in the desert of the Middle East.
Nice. Those maps behind you are coming along pretty nicely.
I need to Florida. I got to get with Hoppy. Florida's a little sparse, but I'm in the works of getting a nice New England cutout pretty soon, which is everybody knows that's my old stomping grounds there. So I'm gonna have some pretty good New England to add up there pretty soon, and we'll see where it goes from there. And then I've got the nice Bruins flag behind me because it's hockey season, baby.
I don't think anybody asked about the Bruins flag, but
I had to
for sure
speak
didn't.
about the Bruins.
honestly, that would be under my bathroom sink as emergency toilet paper.
It is a playoff.
Yeah, good to have you with us, Mash. And a big part of Mash's awesome week was he was promoted yesterday, or I guess it becomes official. Become official today.
I didn't officially get promoted till March, but I just made the toughest rank in the Air Force on my first try. So don't mean to brag, but
Nice.
Congratulations with that, Mash. We're excited for you, and I know that's a big moment. What in Air Force ranks? What rank is that, and what's the E class?
E6.
Nice.
So that's Tech Sergeant. That is the hardest rank to make in the Air Force, everybody says. And I just went out there and busted my ass for a solid year, well, more than that, but managed to make it my first time, and so I am pretty excited. I've been drinking beers probably for the past couple of days since I found out. It's probably not going to stop for the next few days because I'm off until Monday.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Congratulations on that. Speaking of rank, let's go check in with a lady of the house.
Rank.
Over there in
There you go.
Orlando. Hoppy, how are things going in Florida? You guys still partying it up like it's the end of the world, or what?
Yeah, some people are still partying up like it's the end of the world, and some people are, I don't know. Everybody's always crazy here, so it's business as usual. But yeah, I'm drinking a White Dog from Nash. So I got their hazy pale ale, and my mom's actually right over here, and she's drinking a blonde ale, I think.
Why
She's
is she
watching
not
us on
co-hosting
Facebook.
with you.
She's sitting on the couch watching us on Facebook.
Aw.
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
I'm
I
guessing.
actually sent her. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mash, I'm guessing I probably have. Do I have a White Dog somewhere that I just forgot about?
I hope so. I don't know. I'm hoping. I can't remember what I had said.
Yeah, obviously I didn't dig that one out, but Hoppy, you reminded me. I probably have a White Dog in my refrigerator. I just didn't dig deep enough for tonight.
Well, he did a beer exchange with my mom in the Patreon group, and then he threw a couple in for me. So she actually brought this beer home, and then she came over here today, and I told her to bring the White Dog back so she could drink it while we were talking to him.
Nice. Well, maybe I'm not missing out then, because I'm sipping on Brad's Common Law beer sample that he sent us, which is phenomenal. What are you sipping on down there, Hoppy?
Me, I'm sipping on the hazy pale ale.
Oh yeah,
And then I'm
right.
going to open the Black is Beautiful next.
Hazy
And since you guys
pale
mentioned
ale.
the Bruins and the Bucks, the Heat already won today, so go Heat.
And nobody cares. They're out the next round.
I have no idea.
Hey, we're 2-0 now. That's 2. We just need
Nobody even
14
knows who
more.
their opponent is.
I have
The
no.
Pacers, I know.
Oh,
we'll be
that's why. They got rid of
playing
Paul
you guys
George.
next round, won't we, Hoppy?
Oh, are
We'll
we?
be playing. I think so. Yeah, are we on the
I
same
didn't
side of the? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll have to
Alright.
get a friendly bet going.
Oh, God.
Hoppy doesn't do bets. I tried to get her to.
Try.
And
Because
actually,
she's not
she would've won
confident.
the
She knows
bet,
the
too.
Heat's gonna lose.
No. Oh, damn it. Now I have to bet.
That
Tried
was
to do
easy.
a friendly bet when the Celtics and Heat played to get her. The loser had to post a appreciation post about PBR, and she said no. But the Heat actually won, so she would have came out on top.
I
That
couldn't take
That's a
the.
really good one.
Well, last time I bet with a friend about the Lakers, I ended up with my head on top of Kobe's body, and I had to keep it as like my profile picture for 24 hours. So I can't.
For a weekend.
Yeah. Well, now I have the. That's why I ended up with the Dwayne Wade one because I told my friend remake it with Dwayne Wade, and so now that's my profile picture every time the
Jimmy
playoffs
Butler.
start. Oh yeah, it should be Jimmy Butler now. But remember when they used to have those ads for the NBA where they were like bodies with the huge heads?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's what we were going for, or what my friend Tim was going for when he made it.
Nice. So, Brad, I got to give you a shout out. Common Law Brewing hasn't opened its doors yet, but that's a solid New England IPA. Appreciate that.
Got the Supreme Court Justice.
Yeah, Supreme
Really
Court
good.
Oh, I
Jesus.
had that one last night.
Pretty
Very,
tasty.
very good.
Yeah, pretty tasty.
A lot of good notes of pineapple. Papaya.
So if you're out there in Spring Hill, Tennessee, or around about that area anytime soon, be looking for Common Law Brewing popping up very shortly. And be looking for our collaboration with them very shortly.
I was going to say, look for Hops News to be down there when it opens.
Yeah, looks for us to be down there when it opens. We'll be drinking a shit ton of beer, I'm sure, because it's probably likely that will be the first opportunity that the four of us will be in the same room drinking a beer together. So
that will be
shit show.
Shit show.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I'm already hungover just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Lucky and I are going to be like passed out somewhere on the floor.
There will probably be Ubers involved. I don't imagine wherever we go we'll be able to get there without one. But appreciate the beer, Brad. That's my first one that you've sent that I've tried, and it's definitely a solid one. So speaking of collaboration, we've got a little group we call the Hops News family. We haven't really talked about it much recently, but you can join it. We've got a few the Sip of Sunshine levels left that will get you some good gear, get you opportunity to co-host as well. We've opened up that a couple of times, had a few people on. Brad has joined us from that, and it'll also get you the opportunity to join in on the collaboration. We don't have a lot of details about it or behind it yet because we're finishing development of our website so we can do the donation link and all of that stuff on the website. And as soon as that is launched, we're going to launch the donation function for our Hops News family members to be a part of that. You'll get to sample some of the beer. You'll get some of the wares. You'll be a part of that process in developing the recipe, design of the label, and all that good stuff. So it should be a good time for those of you that are interested. I will tell you, the Hops News Family Beer Exchange, some of the boxes that are flowing back and forth in that group are unbelievable, man. The quality of beer that flows in that beer exchange. I've been a part of different beer exchange groups, but I will tell you there's none that come even close to that. And I'm a little bit ashamed to be a part of it because I can't get that quality of beer out my back door like a lot of these guys.
Got to go to Asheville.
Yeah, I'd have to travel an hour and a half to get to some of that quality. But I do find that every once in a while, if I stop into the bottle store, I get there right in time and can pick up some of it. But if you're into the beer exchange things, I would tell you that the quality of that beer that's available there and some of the stuff that you're going to be able to get your hands on is second to none. MASH has got a great grip on some phenomenal Idaho beers. Obviously, Lucky up there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin is in the heart of it. I mean, that is I will tell you that Milwaukee has kind of their tradition of being a beer powerhouse, but I think in the craft beer scene, you guys are making some waves up there in the craft beer scene. It's been pretty interesting to watch that. And obviously, Hoppy down there in Florida, that's kind of, I tell everybody, that's really the start, where the spark started with all of the craft beer scene. Cigar City and some of those older guys that are coming up in that generation gap. I mean, that is, we obviously had the Goose Islands and that sort of thing, but kind of the new craft beer scene is really, that is where, most people don't know it, but that is where Appalachian Mountain Brewery was founded as a corporation, was a Florida corporation, because they could be a brewery, a craft brewery without a lot of the legalities behind it. So some interesting stuff coming out of Florida, and Hoppy is definitely in the mix down there. So that is available. Check out our Patreon group if you're interested in being a part of that and getting on that. Yeah, and we do have some swag. Look at Mash has got the bomber jacket up there. Looks like he colored it up a little bit, Mash.
I did. I was playing with some designs to make it pop a little more.
Nice.
Wanted to see how it looked. But there's also koozies.
Yep.
They don't have the hop on the bottom. I don't know what I'm
know. I love the backside too.
And we are.
Don't show that.
Yeah. And we are.
Anybody else's koozie.
Yeah. And we are going to give away a bomber jacket, one of the bomber jackets with the zipper on the back, to some lucky donor tonight. It'll be a random drawing, so drop some change in that bucket for the Idaho Humane Society. Man, it's already up to $70, and we're just getting started. I knew that was going to be a great one. Idaho Humane Society. Everybody loves dogs and animals and pets, so drop some change in that bucket. Speaking of Idaho, I bet you I hope Dan is still there. Dan, are you there?
I am here. How are you guys?
Hey, man. Appreciate you hanging out in the green room for so long for us.
Hey, absolutely. Not a problem. It was interesting. You guys had some good things. And love the book on your stand. That's a good one for sure.
I'm glad to hear it, Dan. It's a really good book.
Yeah.
So Dan, what's where we like to start with our guest is kind of your side of things, not really talking about the brewery yet, but we kind of like to learn what got Dan interested in beer. So with that, what was the first beer you drank that you remember?
Coors Light.
Boom.
Okay. I was probably maybe 6, and I was out fishing with my dad, and my dad drank 2 things, either beer or coffee. And so I was young, it was hot, and I was thirsty, and he says, well, I got 2 offerings for you, and I knew I didn't like coffee, so I tried the beer, and I didn't like it either. So that was my first experience with beer.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's kind of, I don't know how old you are, but that's kind of my start as well, was sitting on my grandpa's lap on a tractor, and he had a PBR, and you know how grandfathers are at that age and that generation. I mean, I reached out for it, and next thing I know, I was taking a sip of PBR, and I will tell you, that's probably the worst thing I put in my mouth up to that point, but definitely a start to beer.
Yep, absolutely. I grew up born and raised in Colorado. So I actually, I knew Ad Coors of the Coors family. And so I was always a Coors boy growing up. Drank a lot of Coors Light when I was in high school and college, and Coors Original. So that's kind of where I started.
Nice. So what was your first, you go from Coors Light at 6 years old. When was your first craft beer experience, and what was it?
He was actually at 8 years old.
Probably would have been in college. We actually had a pub on campus, and I guess if you want to go craft beer, they sold Killian's Irish Red in pitchers. It was kind of the first non-yellow beer that I would have had back in the day.
Non-yellow.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
Killian's, that's almost a brand that I almost forgot about, but that is that's a pretty solid beer for what it is, to be honest with you. It's pretty tasty.
Yeah, I had, all through college, I drank Stroh's, which is nowhere around anymore, at least that I've seen in a long, long time, and Killian's, those were my 2.
Yeah, Stroh's is one of those companies that's kind of iconic, right? I mean, if you go out and look in like the second market for beer equipment, if you could find some Stroh's equipment right now, you could make a mint off of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Stroh's 30-pack.
Yep. So what you go from the beer from Coors to Killian's, and then at what point in your life, because if I'm not mistaken, you are a co-owner of White Dog Brewing right now?
I am. Yep.
So how do you get from Coors to Killian's to owning a brewery? Fill us in on that aspect of it.
Totally random and never planned and never expected. So White Dog Brewing originally started in Bozeman, Montana, and they got going in 2014. That was my 2 of my partners, Troy and Joe. They're both the brewers. They started out home brewing once on a homebrew system in the house, got kicked out, once on the homebrew system in the garage, and then Troy said, screw this, and bought a commercial pilot system. And so then they brewed on that for 7 or 8 years in the garage, randomly started Bozeman, and just through a weird chain of events. And then Troy bopped over here to Boise to see his brother's in-laws and happened to stumble across the location here, which used to be Table Rock Brewing. It was the original microbrewery in Idaho, kind of an iconic location. Table Rock had closed a couple years ago, and all the equipment was still here. And we just dumb lucked into the location, and Troy called me and said, "Hey, how would you like to start a second location with me?" And I jumped on it and left Alaska, my career up there, and moved to Boise and became an owner in a brewery.
Nice.
Table Rock, that was one of the big Boise ones. I was just reading about them in one of my books. They were around for a long, long time before closing, too, weren't they?
25 years. Yeah, 1991 to 2014. They built a whole separate bottling line facility that was running for a little while. They were one of the original. They were the original, and then they were one of the big core four. They got pretty big in Idaho, the Boise area in particular.
Huh.
So yeah, all of the equipment is still original Table Rock equipment. All built and installed in 1991. We still have all the old recipes and still brew them periodically, so we can do little Table Rock throwbacks. It was really fun. They had some great beer. A lot of the early recipes are really good. They were way ahead of their time on some of those things.
That's awesome. So you guys still do a Table Rock night once in a while, you said?
Yeah, we do. We've brewed their Hopzilla, which was kind of their big flagship IPA. TD's Nut Brown. They've got their White Bird Wheat, and they had one called an Orange Blossom Special. It was kind of a fun, kind of springtime, summertime beer. So we've done all four of those now.
Yeah, there's Hoppy holding up one of your hazy pale ales now. I don't know if you heard her talking about it, but the Rotator series from White Dog Hazy Pale Ale.
Yeah, so we've got our regular New England hazy. That's the most popular beer in the tap room, almost 2-1 over everything else. And then we decided to do a Rotator series of cans. So every quarter it'll rotate to a different hazy style. And so right now it's that hazy pale for the summertime. And then for the winter, we'll do an imperial hazy. So it'll be a much bigger beer. But that's just a light version. Low ABV, a lot lighter drinking.
Nice. So what was it that you did before that you were like, yeah, I can be a part of a brewery? Or was it just something you'd always wanted to do?
So I've always been a huge beer drinker. I did some home brewing, but I actually got out of home brewing because there's too much good beer around, and so I didn't enjoy brewing it as much as I enjoyed drinking it, and so I kind of more took that route. Actually, when my wife and I got married, the inside of my wedding ring says, "I love you like you love beer." That's what my wife said.
That's a good idea. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, anyways, again, weird, random set of events. Me, my wife, and my partner, we actually all met on a college rifle team. And so my wife and I went on to be professional shooters, rifle shooters, Olympic style at the Olympic Training Center. And then in Colorado Springs, I did that for a number of years. And then I went back to coach collegiate rifle at the University of Alaska Fairbanks, which is where we all went to school and shot together and met each other. So that's where it all kind of started up there. So my whole life has been beer and guns.
There is worse things in life than beer and guns. I can promise you that.
Absolutely. It's been a fun way to do it for sure.
Idaho encapsulates too right now is beer and guns. If you can describe Idaho outside of potatoes, it's definitely beer and guns.
That's about right for sure.
Speaking of potatoes,
we need to have well when I moved from Alaska, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We need to have an Idaho potato night. Is there any breweries out there that are making beer with potatoes? Is that possible?
Actually,
absolutely.
Bear Island does.
Nice. Do you guys do it, Dan? Do you guys make any beer out of potatoes at all?
We don't. We've never messed with it. Beth, though, with Bear Island, they do a potato IPA that's great. She does a really good job with it. They just uses that as their starch. And she worked a long time on it, worked a lot with the Idaho Potato Commission, and Yeah, it's a great beer. That's her flagship for sure.
Nice. Mash, see if you can find some of that for us out there. That'd be pretty interesting to try. I don't know the extraction is efficient as it is out of grains, but I bet you it's pretty interesting. And I'd see if you that's somebody I'd like to talk to as well, just to see what the different methods and techniques of doing that are. That's a pretty interesting concept. Dan, what kind of beer, White Dog Brewing? What kind of beer do you guys? What are you known for in the area? What's when people think about White Dog Brewing in Boise? What is it that you guys are known for?
Our two biggest movers are, like I say, the New England Hazy. My partner Troy, he's got a chemical engineering and a biochem background. And so when that style started kind of getting more popular, he totally nerded out on it and went really heavy into the science side of it. So, yeah, he put a lot of time and effort into that. And then our number one mover, by volume, by far, we've got a blood orange Hefeweizen that we do.
Oh, wow.
So those are our two big movers. If you were to pick the top two that we do.
Yeah, those I'm sure both those styles right now are moving pretty good. A blood orange Hefeweizen, I would definitely like to try one of those, especially in the heat of the summer. Is that a pretty good selling beer in the summertime for you?
It goes crazy for us, yeah, and we move more than that, almost more than we can keep up with, out all over around Yellowstone Park. They move a lot of beer for us over there. Trout Hunter and a couple of the other bars and restaurants all over around Island Park and on the south side. And yeah, that's a very, very popular beer.
What's that, Mash?
I was saying I had no idea they pushed around Yellowstone. I was just there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, Dan, what's the one question we like to ask everybody that joins us on your side of the mic is, if the four of us were to walk into your tap room right now and belly up to the bar, what is the beer that you're going to pour for the four of us?
I think we get pretty good about asking people, kind of helping people narrow down and figure out what they do like, kind of at least what style they're looking for. We brew, one of the things that keeps us interested and makes it kind of fun is we brew everything from one end of the style book to the other. It keeps the brewers interested. It keeps, if the staff is interested in something, or if I'm interested in something, we'll try anything. And Troy goes into a whole deep dive on the history of it, the original ingredients, the science behind it, figuring it all out. And so we do everything from gozes and sours to porters and stouts to all different types of IPAs, browns, ambers, you name it. And so it's really fun to kind of work down and find out for each person, where do we start them? And we can just start narrowing it down. Do you want light or dark? Do you want high ABV, low ABV, or big hop, little hop? Malt forward, what do you want? We can get you down and figure out what's going to work for you.
Nice. It's always good to have those options when somebody bellies up to the bar. There's a lot of times you go into a tap room and they're one style brewery and that's what they're doing. And those are some challenging times when you're going in there in the middle of the summer and they've got all IPAs, or they're a pretty dark brewery that's doing nothing but dark beers. So it's good to hear that you guys kind of go around the world, so to speak, on your styles.
Yeah, we've got 9 different canned products in grocery stores right now, and we don't have a West Coast IPA in the can. We just do everything, so that makes it kind of fun. Everything from lagers to the hazies to the sours and the hef and Scotch ale, Irish stout, vanilla cream. So yeah, really, really wide, broad base.
Yeah, I want that Imperial Hazy you mentioned. I think that's what I would get right off, especially after you're talking about how your partner is so into the research and getting it right and doing all that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, he's amazing. It's pretty impressive.
So Carrie mentions White Dog has an amazing vanilla beer, and she's a viewer in the chat.
That would be the one that I
her
want to
and
try.
I-
That sounds right up my alley.
Her and I went this past Friday. Was the first time I actually made it over to your guys' brewery. I've been wanting to go for a while now. We finally got a chance to. First of all, the tap room's amazing, and I had the blackberry sour. She had the vanilla, and both were phenomenal beers, easily.
What kind of beer was this vanilla? Was it a porter, a stout, a lighter beer?
Oh my God, I can't remember which one I think it was just your vanilla ale, was it? If I'm not mistaken, I had the blackberry sour.
Yeah, it's a vanilla cream ale.
Yes.
Oh.
And we also do that on nitro.
It was super smooth.
Nice.
Yeah, it uses all actual Madagascar vanilla bean paste, so it's not an extract or an artificial vanilla. And so we literally climb up there and dump in jugs of bean paste. So it gives it a really good vanilla flavor.
And that's cheap, right? Dan, that's cheap?
Very cheap. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well,
about as cheap as all the...
Because honestly, it had a lot of vanilla flavor in it, too.
Yeah, it's about as cheap as all the fruit purees that we use.
Yeah, I was going to say Madagascar vanilla is not cheap, but I can imagine the quantity you're going to. So that definitely has got to be a tasty beer.
But Carrie just mentioned the merch is worth talking about. I was on your website and I loved all the vintage artwork. So, and yeah, Mash actually showed us a video of the place too. So I want to hear about this merch.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Our pinup, when we started, those were our can labels. And so all of our can labels had pinup art on them. And all the girls and guys are actually people that we know. And our artist, Lonnie, goes out with them and does a photo shoot with the girls and the dogs, or the guys and the dogs. We've got two that are guys also. And then she goes back in and does the pinup illustrations. So it's awesome. One of our original beers that we canned was an English IPA. And that's a girl with a shotgun and a white dog. And that's my partner Joe's wife, JC, or lady friend. They're not married, but they've been together for like 10 years. So that is JC and Cammy, the white dog that the brewery was named after. So it's, cool stories behind all the girls. If you go to the website and you go to the stories tab, you can actually read through and see the photos before and the artwork after and the stories of the girls and the dogs. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty cool.
Your guys' merch, I did take a video and send them. I had to stop myself from literally spending all my money there. From the hats to the shirts to everything. We're big on like artwork, and your guys' artwork is some of the best that we've seen.
Well, thank you. Yeah, Lonnie does a lot of our branding, and then our merchandise guy is Mike. He is awesome. Usually I tell him, I just say, look, you're the one that knows what sells out there in the market. So he just comes back to me with designs. We love it. We love the logos, the kind of the phrases that we have and the marketing, and that's pretty cool.
That's the good life is definitely a good tagline too.
Sure, and it works so perfect with the dogs.
It does.
That's awesome. So we've got, just a reminder, Mash is dropping some links. We got White Dog Brewing link, their website, in the chat here on Facebook. Go check that out. We have Idaho Humane Society is the donate button. Check that out. Drop some change in there. Be entered for the drawing for a Hops News bomber jacket. They are sexy. I can promise you that.
Hey, I've got mine on right now.
You've got your
right here.
Need to unzip that thing. It's looking a little warm over there. There you go.
Getting real hot and bothered.
Yeah. So drop some change in that bucket. Hoppy's got the perfect view of the hops there. She's just flashing her hops. There you go. That's a pretty cool design. Great bomber jackets, great material, great quality. We're coming out with some more 12-ounce can size, hopefully in time for tailgate season, because I'll definitely use them in tailgate.
Yeah.
If we get some tailgating in. Yeah, that's a big if.
I was going to say it's non-existent.
Yeah. I just finished up the Common Law Brewing's Supreme Court Justice, a New England IPA 7%er. Great beer, Brad. Appreciate you sending that. That's samples only, folks. It's not every day you get those ones sent out to you. So appreciate that one. Great beer. Looking forward to trying that on the tap when we come down there for your grand opening. Looks like Lucky has broke open the Black is Beautiful Stout.
Second Black is Beautiful of the night. It's the second Black is Beautiful of the night. So
wow.
In the getting shitty mode, I guess.
We're going to hear from Lucky about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. He's taking his dog out to take a shit, and how drunk he is still, how hungover he is. So.
Yeah, I had to call into work. Ugh, it's the worst.
How do you call into work when you work from home?
Jay, it's a skill. You gotta know how to. You gotta know how to sweet talk.
How the hell does that go over with a boss, man? Because I'd be like, listen, dude, you don't have to go anywhere. Just get on your damn computer and do some work.
Brother, I'm hurting. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, we definitely appreciate you joining us tonight. And before we let you go, what are some things that you would like people to know about White Dog Brewing that we haven't talked about tonight?
I think just get out there and support your local breweries. It's a tough time right now for some. We're actually super fortunate. We've got a huge tasting room so we can keep everybody spread out and still have a lot of people in. And grocery store sales have doubled. It's been crazy with everybody drinking at home, so that's fun. We always try to work with a ton of different nonprofits. The Humane Society, obviously, right, ties in good with the dogs in the brewery. We work with a bunch of outdoor groups, Backcountry Hunters and Anglers, and Trout Unlimited, Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, Mule Deer. A lot of those guys too. We do a ton of stuff here at the brewery with nonprofits, so we really enjoy that. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram to see the fun stuff that's coming. And we've always got, like I said, merch is just awesome artwork. Lonnie's always working up new stuff for us, and so kind of try to throw that up too and keep people up to date with what's going on with us. Hoping to spread and expand, start breaking out of the state borders a little bit more and growing, and we're growing like crazy right now. So it's been good for us. It's fun.
Nice. That's
awesome.
That's awesome to hear. And you definitely hit it on the head. We kind of got our start at the beginning of all this pandemic stuff going on. So definitely appreciate guys like you that are supporting those local nonprofits, especially humane societies. We've featured a lot of organizations that help kids, but we featured a couple that I think that's been in the pet and humane society spectrum. But those local humane societies are definitely important, especially at times like this that we're going to see kind of a slump in the economy. People are going to be leaning on those type of organizations even more. And I hate to say it, but there'll be some pets that end up in there just because families can't afford to keep them anymore. So definitely appreciate what you do there. Appreciate the donors that hit that up in the with the donation button so far. And Dan, I bet you if your brewery started in Bozeman and you're in Idaho now, I bet you there's a few fly fishermen that work for your brewery.
Just a few, including me.
Yeah.
And that's why one of our logos is a dog in a drift boat.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, if I ever get lucky enough to make it out that way, I will tell you that the Idaho-Montana trip is on my bucket list, if nothing more for fly fishing, because I absolutely love to go fly fishing. I'd love to get out there and join you and drink some of that fine beer out of your guys' tap room. So definitely appreciate your time, Dan. Look forward to maybe meeting you in the future, if not in the tap room, maybe in a drift boat.
Would love to. Anytime.
Hopefully I can get out there and we can have a beer together one of these days too, since I'm right down the road.
Heck yeah, hit me up anytime. And my wife works down in Mountain Home, so we're down that way too, so anytime.
Hey, they have a brewery opening here. We'll meet halfway. We'll work something out.
For sure. Yeah, I'd love to come down there when they get opened up. Happy to have a beer with you on opening night. That'd be fun.
Hell yeah.
All right, Dan. Appreciate you, man. And good luck. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. Cheers.
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 Cheers. Cheers, guys. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Fly fishing. That's something I've never done before, and I want to try, but
Mash.
I don't want to do it by myself.
Mash. Man, you are in it thick. Well, you should be fly fishing like every day, man. I will tell you though.
I grew up in the city, man.
Yeah, I will tell you though. If you start fly fishing, you won't have any money for beer.
I straight up.
Really?
So when I was at Yellowstone in June, I literally, when you're driving around, you see like all these like people just standing off the side of the road. They're parked on the side of the road and they're fly fishing. And you're like, you know what? I want to try that. And that's kind of the phase of life I'm in now. So I would welcome a fly fishing trip. I'm in. I'm down. Love to try it.
Yeah, dude, you love some fly fishing. I'll show you some. Maybe in our after hours, I'll throw up some pictures for you to see. Definitely love some fly fishing, and it's black is beautiful.
It is.
I want one of those glasses, Hoppy. Where'd you get that?
I do too.
A poor character. I don't know if they're still selling them, but either way, you should follow them.
Sold out.
Well,
yeah.
they sold out before, and then they got more. So I would follow them also because they make some other fun glasses, like the Kool-Aid Man glass. I think Brad has that one. But it's poor, P-O-U-R character. So they do some fun glasses. But yeah, it was like a pre-order, and it went fast.
We're going to go check in with Hoppy here in just a second. She's going to give us an update on beer school. But I will tell you, this is a difficult beer for me to open at the end of August. I would typically never drink a stout at the end of August. But given what our topic is tonight, I had to crack this one open.
Any
So
season is stout season, man.
let's go check in with Hoppy the professor down in Orlando. Hoppy, take us to school.
Okay. I don't have a drinking game tonight since it's not actually school, but I've been having technical difficulties. So if my speaker goes out, if I freeze, or if I suddenly disappear, you have to finish whatever is in your can. So here we go. Wish me luck.
I'm out of beer after this.
Okay. Black is beautiful. How a stout is changing the world. So if you caught our June 4th Hoppy Hour, we actually had Marcus on from Weathered Souls Brewing to talk about the Black is Beautiful beer, and that was right when it got started. So today, we're all cracking open some beers from different breweries, and we're going to do a little update. So Marcus Baskerville from Weathered Souls Brewing in San Antonio, Texas, started this initiative a few months ago. It's a worldwide, quote, collaborative effort to raise awareness for the injustices people of color face daily and raise funds for police brutality reform and legal defenses for those who have been wronged, end quote. And I think that's on all the cans. So in response to the tragic death of George Floyd, Marcus wanted to use his platform as a brewery owner to do something. His idea to brew a beer and donate the proceeds were originally intended to be a local fundraiser that just his brewery would participate in. However, when he mentioned it to a friend from Jester King Brewery, he was told to go bigger. At that point, Marcus wanted to create what he had seen Sierra Nevada do for California wildfires and what Other Half Brewing had just done for the hospitality industry due to COVID. So when Other Half Brewery found out, they shared all their information with Marcus. And they were basically like, this is everything we did for the Other Half beer, or for the Altogether beer. Here's the guy that did our website. Here's the portfolio. Here's everything. And before Marcus knew it, he had ingredient donations. He had a website, and breweries from all over the world were reaching out to him. So the basic idea is brew a beer and donate all the proceeds. Basically, any brewery that wants in, you can download the base recipe and logo and the label from blackisbeautiful.beer. Like, you can literally go there now and download the recipe. Then 100% of the proceeds are supposed to be donated to a local nonprofit that supports Marcus's mission, which is basically equality and inclusion. So the base beer is a 10% stout. That's why Lucky keeps saying he's going to be trashed, because these are high ABV beers. So similar to Other Half, each brewery can put their own spin on it. So some have kept it classic, like the one I'm drinking, and others have added all sorts of things from strawberries to chocolate to coffee to caramel, etc. When Marcus was on, he even said that they had already talked about doing barrel-aged versions. So this beer isn't going anywhere anytime soon. I have a feeling it's just going to get better and better and better. So when we talked to Marcus on June 4th, he told us that there were 290 breweries at the time, and all four of us gasped. I think Lucky jumped out of his chair. And that number has risen to 1,120 breweries in 50 states and 21 countries.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
I should have checked him again. today. But Weathered Souls alone has already donated $2,000 to the Know Your Rights campaign and $20,000 to 100 Black Men of San Antonio. And that's just one brewery.
That's that's so crazy.
That was a little bit ago. So, I mean, I'm sure they've raised more since. They just haven't, like, publicly announced it.
Mm-hmm.
Breweries haven't been the only ones to join in on the fund. Swag has also been sold, and, yeah, those proceeds also go to the organization. So you've seen shirts, hats, and I got a nice little glass here that the proceeds, I think I went to ACLU. I don't remember. Okay. So with each brewery picking their own nonprofit to donate, it also makes it a little more special. For one, they keep them local, and two, they get to do something that, is special to them. Western Collective in Idaho, they picked a few different places, but one of them was a local Black History Museum. And I think history museums can, especially Black history museums, can make a lot more of a difference than people realize, because people go there and they get emotional, and they, a lot of people who haven't experienced that, like, realize what these other people have experienced. So I think that's actually a really good one. Tactical Brewing is a veteran brewery in Orlando, and they donated theirs to a local chapter of the National Association for Black Veterans. Another Orlando brewery, Sideward Brewing, one of the places they donated to was the Michael Jackson Foundation, and like I've said before, not the pop singer. Michael Jackson is a famous beer person too. And this organization actually helps people of color to go further in the brewing industry. So I think that's really cool. And Michael Jackson is awesome. He even has a Discovery Channel show from the 90s, and you can find it on YouTube. It's called Beer Hunter. So I actually highly recommend that. The first episode, he's at Anchor Brewing in the 90s. It's really cool. Not great quality, but really cool. Okay, so Marcus and Weathered Souls have really made a name for themselves, and he is truly making a difference through beer. The other day, it was actually announced that he made Wine Enthusiasts 40 under 40 tasting. So I guess they include brewers too now. So what can we do as consumers? Buy and drink as much Black is Beautiful beer as possible. You can find the breweries that are doing this on the blackisbeautiful.beer website. Also, you can ask any local breweries that aren't participating in it, like, hey, have you heard about this beer? Are you going to do this beer? Speak up and talk about these issues. You can donate directly to these organizations that the breweries are already donating to, and vote. Go out there and vote. So, cheers to Marcus, and we need to get him back on again before he gets too famous for us, because he's blowing up.
He's probably
I was going to say, he might already be too
it.
famous.
Yeah. So now for the beer. I am currently drinking a Black is Beautiful beer from Idaho Park Brewing in Orlando, which Mash just booked for October 8th, so that's why I chose them, because I have quite a few. I have quite a few of these beers in there. It's a 10% Imperial Stout with no adjuncts, and although they said treat some of the for on-site consumption, so I'm looking for. And they chose to the Yellow Wagon Warriors, which is a local organization that's very involved in the community. Some of the recent efforts were going up to some of the protests and passing out masks and hand sanitizer and fruit and stuff. So that's what I'm drinking. What are you guys drinking?
I'm drinking Common Law's Black is Beautiful Stout, which I don't know if you guys can see. It is. It's actually it's the traditional take that Marcus and Weathered Souls came up with. Just your traditional stout, chocolatey malts, oatmeal flakes, things like that in there. And I got to say, it gives a nice, good smoky flavor. Smells really good, and it's not too heavy. Good 7.25% there. I'm drinking out of my Pints Up Idaho glass, but it's nice and dark. And man, yeah, delicious. I cannot recommend this enough. I know Jay Brew already mentioned it earlier, but Common Law sneakily coming up in the beer game if you're in the Nashville area. That's what I'm drinking. What Black is Beautiful do you guys got going on?
What about you, Lucky?
So one that I had, right now I'm drinking on the Common Law one also, but the one that I had before was from 1840, which is one of my favorite Milwaukee breweries. What they did was they added cinnamon roasted pecans and cocoa nibs, which is what they're known for. 1840 is very much into adding like cocoa nibs to a lot of their stouts. They added cinnamon roasted pecans or pecans.
I'm so aroused right now.
It is so good. This one, I have 3 left, so I'll get them to you guys in your next box. I know I sent one out to Brad and I think Robbie. but they're super, super, super good. Yeah, that's what I got right now.
Awesome. Mine is a Black is Beautiful by Dissolver out of Asheville. The can is a little bit unique compared to the
Love that can.
Can is awesome.
other labels.
I love that can.
Dissolver out of Asheville. They were a collaboration with Riverbend Malt House and Craft Peak. Riverbend is a local, kind of sourced locally malt house here in North Carolina. Phenomenal beer. I think they've basically just had their based their recipe off the recipe that was posted by Marcus down there at Weathered Souls. So phenomenal
Which
beer.
is so good. If that's what Brad's was, just the base, and it's so good. It's such a good beer.
Yeah, he sent two. Common Law has two right now. They have the like cocoa marshmallow one, and then the one that I'm drinking, which is just the traditional take on it. And they're actually taking, and all their proceeds for Common Law, I forgot to mention, are going to Campaign Zero, which is a really good organization. And so far, they're looking at about $500 worth of donations going towards Campaign Zero, which is a really good organization.
Yeah, that's great when they allow them to give away to the local organizations like that. That the give back is to their choice. That's pretty cool to do things like that and allow the local markets to kind of really decide where it's going and be a part of that kind of local give back scene.
So yeah, I was pumped to see that you sent the Dissolver beer, because we had Sideward did a collaboration with Dissolver, and Mash, I actually sent you one of those beers. So you've had Dissolver before, but they came down and we got a bottle shop that got a few of those beers. So when I saw Dissolver in my care package from Jay today, I got very excited because they came up quick too. I believe I don't think they've been around very long, because one of our the podcasts in the area that interviews all the local breweries, they did one with Dissolver, and it sounded like they were like a baby brewery and already putting out some amazing liquid, as Jay would say. So I was excited to see that. And yeah, the can art is awesome, because I keep getting them confused. I don't know whose is whose, because that's like all on there.
Too. You just have to get those, or you just have to look at the little stand.
Because the All Together beers, they all had their logo on the other side, like a completely different thing on the other side.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. They all have like a traditional take. I've noticed Weathered Souls has like really good pictures from like the 1960s marches on some of the back, which I love.
That's cool.
And then, like you said, you have to look to see whose is whose, because there's like their little thing, which it's fine because the Black is a beautiful label. It's there, and generally if you go into a brewery, you're getting some. But,
right. But I have 6 different ones in my fridge, and I'm like trying to find the Ivanhoe one, and I have to find the teeny tiny logo on all these 6 different cans.
They're all.
And a couple. Yeah. I think the Tactical one, I already drank that one, and oh my gosh, that had like vanilla and cinnamon and coffee. I don't remember exactly. I know there's cinnamon. It was delicious.
Edge Brewing in Boise has my favorite Black is Beautiful in Boise right now. It's vanilla, cocoa nibs, and oatmeal stout. I've been there every Friday for like the last 4 weeks, and I cannot get enough of their Black is Beautiful. I wish they canned it. If they happen to listen to this, please can it. That way I can get it to you guys, because it is phenomenal, and it pairs beautifully with vanilla ice cream.
They won't growler it? It's on site only?
You can growler it, but I can't like really, growlers. Like, I'll drink it all. But I like to...
Yeah, it's 30 ounces in one sitting, yeah.
I like to savor myself.
Yeah.
So,
and just so you know, if you guys send me any more Black is Beautiful beers, they're not going to be open until it's at least 30 degrees outside here. So those will be...
He's in the mountains. That's like 2 months from now.
Yeah, that's not too far from now, just so you guys know. That'll literally sit in there for a couple of weeks, and we'll be drinking them in, because, man, this would have been great come about mid-November. That's what I'm really looking forward to. I've got some other stouts stuck away. There's one in there. I picked up another one. I don't recall the brewery that it's from, but it's a pretty sweet, and it's a 15% Imperial Black is Beautiful.
Oh, so shit.
Yeah,
that's Hoppy's language right there.
Yeah, I stuck that one in the fridge. That'll be opened up during one of our winters.
For breakfast, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah,
every day.
Every day.
She's like, time to go to beer school or just take my kids to online school, 15%.
Yeah. Online school.
Just stone colds it.
Yep.
With 15%
Teachers
beers.
are on the Zoom meeting. She's back there to stone cold.
Yeah.
Time for
When
science
it starts,
class
it's just
now.
like glass breaks and Hoppy comes in with the.
I'm just picturing
I'm
her
afraid
like
of
Stone Cold
glasses.
Steve Austin jacket walking down with beers.
All right, Mash, what do we have for an upcoming schedule? What can we expect? Who do you got on board? And where can people find you and your parting shots? This came quick tonight, but we're here, folks. It's time to sign out and
After
start
hours.
up
I'm
the
ready
after
to go on
hours.
the after hours.
Golly. All right. So Tuesday, we are doing a special Tuesday, our last one, maybe, potentially, our last one. Barstool Sports, Captain Cons. He is a co-host of Zero Blog 30. It's going to be our military night. You're going to have me, you're going to have Jay Brew, and then you're going to have Captain Cons, and then we might have a special guest, Producer B from Feeling Lucky Podcast. We'll hopefully
And I'm
be
going to be
on.
there. I'm going to be there
And
for
obviously,
sure.
Lucky's there to like give us his input that he's heard from all of us. But it's a military night, and so we're super stoked about that. Next Thursday, we have Pontoon Brewing, which, if you know anything about Pontoon Brewing, we have Rainbow Smiggles, which is one of the best sours. It's one that's Brad, one of our listeners, has talked up a lot, so I cannot wait. It's been sitting in my fridge. I'm eyeballing the shit out of that can. After that, the following week, we have rescheduled with Shipyard. And then September 10th, we have Raleigh Brewing Company. Then we have Steve, one of our longtime listeners from Wackadoo Brewing. They're going to be coming on. And I've also scheduled Idaho Brewing. So we've got a lot of good guests from all over the country. We have Colorado, Florida. They're all coming on. I'm wicked excited about that. If you're my parting shots, if you're in Boise right now, Idaho, you get this nice glass for Pints Up Idaho. Without barley, there is no beer. So every purchase from certain participating breweries goes back towards the farmers. And then other than that, catch me and Lauren, Hoppy Mommy, on Wednesdays with Hops Geek News. We have a big episode coming out this weekend with DC Fandom. Hops Geek News is our Instagram. You can find me at Matthew Tyler on everything, Facebook, whatever. Find me. I'm high on life right now. Let's get to the after hours.
Awesome. Yeah, and that Geeks News, I will tell you, is pretty cool. I was able to catch the premiere last night and watched all of it. It was a recent episode. Man, I wish I could remember half the shit about comics and comic-related movies that you guys do. I'm completely jealous of that.
Stuff. We got a lot of great stuff coming up. We have a nice Google Doc. There's a lot of good episodes coming up. Believe me. So catch us there.
Awesome. Lucky, what are you doing up there in Milwaukee?
I just looked out the window and there's a protest going on.
Hell yeah, let's get out
right,
there.
like across the street from me. Sorry, that's crazy. There's
Are they demanding Stroh's come back?
What was that?
Are they demanding that Stroh's comes back?
No, I don't think so. I don't know what they're protesting. Who knows? They're
That's
just
too
marching.
bad.
I have no idea.
They're missing out on a great opportunity.
Yeah, so my parting shots, I am going to pump Zero Blog 30, Captain Cons coming on more than Mash did, because they are the biggest veterans podcast ever. What they have done in the veteran community, obviously you guys know this. They're huge. What they've done, the impact that they've had is absolutely incredible. I'm so excited for Captain Cons to be on. I confirmed it with them
Barstool Sports
today.
coming on our fucking podcast, dude.
Barstool Sports, man, absolutely huge. So I'm asking everybody that's watching now, I'm begging you to please watch, please show him love. If once we start promoting it, please share it and get people to watch, because it's huge. Captain Cons is amazing. He's an amazing man, and I'm so excited to have them on. Producer Beef should be on. With him coming on, I'll promote Feeling Lucky. I believe we're going to drop that next Tuesday also, but we should maybe do it like in the morning. I know we're recorded, but I don't want anything interfering with Captain Cons and Zero Bug 30. So let's figure that out, I guess. But yeah, I'm super excited for that. I'm going to be pumping the shit out of it. I'm so pumped for him to be on. He sent his charity of choice. Do either of you, or do any of you remember what his charity was?
So, give me 2 seconds. His charity is Heal Our Heroes.
Heal Our Heroes, which is one that he loves. And he actually, if you go follow him on Instagram right now, or follow ZeroBlog30 on Instagram, ZeroBlog30, just so you guys know, has like 170,000 followers on Instagram. So the fact that they're coming on our show is absolutely crazy. But if you go look at what they're doing, I think he's doing a virtual 5K this weekend for something about the Heal Our Heroes, or something to do with the Heal Our Heroes. So follow Captain Cons, go do that, participate in that, but please join us on Tuesday. That'd be super awesome. I'm super excited for it. I can't wait. And yeah, Feeling Lucky will come out on Tuesday also. Check out this Tuesday. We didn't have Hoppy Hour, but we did have Feeling Lucky. So it was a really good episode. The next one's also going to be good. And look for a special guest, hopefully, on the next one that we record, which will be, I guess, in 2 weeks. But I believe we're going to have Brad from Common Law on there. So I don't know if he knows. I don't know if he knows that yet, but we've talked about it plenty of times.
He's coming on whether he likes it or not.
Whether he likes it or not, I think he's going to be on.
Even though he just had a baby.
That's fine. That's fine. Priorities. Feeling lucky. That's fine.
Awesome. Big congrats to Brad and the family.
Yes, Brad.
Shout out Brad.
I love that man.
I did. I also did. I'm going to try to edit it the way Hoppy edited hers, but I did a unboxing for Brad's and the Baxter Brewing today.
Nice.
So he sent some awesome beer that'll hopefully come out sometime this weekend.
Straight up Brad.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, we need to see if Captain's going to join us in After Hours on Tuesday.
If we can get him in the after hours, that'll be awesome. I know he's crazy busy. All the people at Barstool are so busy. They're always doing events, always doing stuff. And the fact that he's coming on with us just is so unbelievably cool. But, yeah, if we can get him on.
Yeah, let's reach out to him and see if he can join us for After Hours. Speaking of After Hours, Hoppy, what's your parting shots? Where people find you? What is it, the OnlyFans? Where's the OnlyFans group?
No, it's fans only.
Fans
right,
only.
Lucky?
I'm running the OnlyFans.
I know. I figured it out now. Now I just do it because I know it makes it drives you nuts. You can find me at the Hoppy Mommy on Untapped and Instagram, and like Mash said, I'm at Hops Geek News as well. Every Wednesday we're going to be dropping a new episode, and we post a lot of geeky stuff on our Instagram, mixing some beer and some geek stuff. So it's been fun. It's nice to talk to somebody else about that stuff that isn't just entertaining me. So it's nice. And that's about it. No, it has been fun. And like my kids decorated my background for the last one, so they enjoyed it too.
On her shoulder for this latest episode.
Nice.
You check it on YouTube.
So check out Hops News. You can follow Hops News on all of your awesome podcast social media platforms except Apple right now. We'll be on Apple here shortly. You can find us at Hops News on any of them. Easy to find us, easy to follow us. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We're up to like 111 subscribers already, man. That goes quick when we're pumping out the content that we're pumping out now. MASH has posted the link to the Patreon group if you want to be a part of the beer exchange, if you want to be a part of the bigger things coming up. I will tell you that we do have aspirations to plan some get-togethers at different beer destinations in the future as soon as kind of this pandemic craziness is over. We definitely have plans to bring in Spring Hill in the spring of 2001 at this point. We will have
2001
or 2021. 2021. Sorry. It's been a long
fun
week.
year.
Yeah, for
Shut
sure.
up.
Yeah. Anyways, but it's we'll have some events that are Patreons only as well. We also have some things that goes on in the group that's Patreons only as well, or Hops News family members. So be sure to get a hold of that if you're interested. It's right there in the chat. Had a couple of people asking about it during the episode in the chat, and there it is. We're going to start the after hours. That is one thing that's available to certain levels of Patreons or Hops News family members. And I'll be honest with you. That's when we can turn off the bright lights. We can take off the ball caps. We can pull out the 15%ers. And,
Let the hair down.
Yeah, let the hair down and have a good time with with our supporters, because honestly, guys, if it wasn't for the money that we've gotten from the supporters so far, we wouldn't be where we are today. And I say that knowing what's coming with our hopsnews.beer or website. It's absolutely stunning. The guy that's developing this website was referred to us by our very own Mash, and this guy is a legit, I mean, he's developing stuff for that website that I'm like, man, this is crazy. So it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. We'll have some merch up in the store. We'll have some other things that go on that website. But most of all, it wouldn't have happened without our Hops News family members. So definitely appreciate you guys. Look forward to seeing some of you in the Zoom, the after hour Zoom here in just a second. We'll join you in just a second. So appreciate you joining us. Appreciate those donors. The Idaho Humane Society will be up for a few seconds. Hit it up. Have a great night.
Save the puppies.
Cheers.
Cheers. Love you guys.
Cheers.
Save the puppies.
Mash, did you say pet the puppies?
I said save the puppies.
Save the puppies.
Hey, that's another tagline.
Oh,
too,
man.
right? Save the puppies.
My computer barely made it. It's about to die. I kept having to plug it in and unplug it. It's a disaster.
I need a damn snack. I am intoxicated and I need a snack.